So what's going on? There is a protest march that has started. And I am way behind. So if you're just tuning in, we're live in Seattle. There's a small group, and I'm probably 2 or 3 blocks behind them. And I'm working to catch up. All right, I hear them. They went this way. Gonna have to dip the camera. SPD bike officers, group of SPD bike officers, large group of SPD bike officers. Got SPD behind me. So SPD is moving pretty aggressively out of the gate. I can hear the protesters. The problem is the sound's really carrying. It actually sounds like they are above me now. All right. Definitely getting closer. Should be able to hear them pretty clearly at this point. Sounds like bike cops are coming in behind me. This is probably the same group. SPD police vehicle to my left. Multiple SPD vehicles. Well, this is a first and an interesting perspective, I'll say that. Gonna have to dip the camera. Trees. So what's happened is, I wanted to stay further back. The group of protesters moved really fast. They are moving really, really fast. And based on stuff that happened on Saturday, I don't want to push my luck with anything with SPD, as far as like jaywalking, or just to give them any excuse. And so, and I can't even, well, part of it is because of the noise of I-5. I can't even hear the protesters. I could just hear like a little bit of drumming. They are moving wicked fast. Because think about this. I'm on foot, and I'm basically moving at the same speed as the bike cops, who are rolling downhill. And the protesters are moving faster than that. Okay, I can see the protesters now. Oh, shoot. Wow. There was a hole in the sidewalk. That almost wrecked my night. So, I'm essentially what's happening is what you're hearing is those are people in their homes that are yelling at the police. So, very, very interesting perspective. I would say this is a first. This certainly wasn't my plan. I was blocked. I couldn't. There's an officer on the sidewalk in front of me. The sidewalk's very narrow, and I just couldn't go forward. So, good news is, I don't have to hold up at this crosswalk. But I am gonna have to hold up at this one. But I am a little more closer to the protesters. So bizarre to be hitting street crossing signs and going here like with a light turn. Because again, I just don't want to give them any excuse. There are multiple units. And I'm really held up here. And come on, you're killing me. There we go. Well, shoot. Oh, I got the light. I can cross. Probably gonna have to fit the camera for trees. I'm about a block and a half back. We're in the South Lake Union part of the city. Nice. I'm actually now in front of the police, just barely. Got a dip for a tree. So there is a large group of bicycle officers, multiple tactical vehicles, and multiple police cruisers. I would almost say I'm dipping for an awning. I would almost say the ratio is almost 1-to-1.
No, you said in the beginning.
We'll roll the dice. I'm gonna feel stupid if I end up in a jail cell for jaywalking. I wouldn't be the first Seattle resident. This city has a bizarre obsession with jaywalking tickets that goes back a couple of decades. I have to dip the camera. Trees and awnings. Gonna dip the camera again. Gonna get out of Christina's way. Protesters about a half a block in front of us now. You can probably hear them pretty well. Man, they are moving fast. All right. We're now kind of in that no man's land. All right. Woo. Well, that was a workout. I didn't have the luxury of a bicycle. Interesting, really interesting perspective. I can't say that I've ever, for that sustained period of time, bite me, really? But I had my GoPro running and it wasn't running. We're in the heart of South Lake Union. We're in and around all of the Amazon office buildings. Those office buildings are empty because of sea disease. There's really nobody down here. All right. SPD has declared that they're turning on body cams now. SPD has declared they're turning on their body cams now. Generally, they don't do that unless they expect things to get spicy or chippy. If I were to pull from Omari's funky scale, like on a 1 to 10, this is still a 3 or a 4. So the police are following the group of protesters, actually a pretty large number. I would estimate there might be as many as 75 or 100 protesters. Right now, all they're doing is marching and chanting. I'm gonna have to dip the camera for trees and awnings and signs. So, Jonathan Price from Wolf City, Texas, and Jonathan Price was killed by Wolf City, Texas police. By all reports, Jonathan Price was a pillar of the community, never in trouble in his life, and an athlete, a motivational speaker. He was driving in his hometown and he saw a woman and a man in a domestic violence dispute, and he went to protect the woman. Someone had called the police while that was going on. The police showed up and shot Jonathan Price dead, shot him multiple times. All right, so well, bicycle officers are setting up. Police are announcing to move away from the officers. And the protesters are chanting, "Move back." Move back is a common chant from, there is a couple of officers here with riot helmets and batons. I'm gonna have to keep my eyes on these because I can see one guy who seems to be looking at me pretty intently. The one that you saw in that frame that was closest to the building is basically looking right at me and not taking his eyes off of me. So if they push, I have a feeling he's gonna run right at me. So I'm gonna keep my eye on him while holding the camera on the bicycle line. So for those of you who are just tuning in, we are in Seattle, we are live. All right, they're backing off the sidewalk. So that's good. Yeah. What you're not seeing in this feed, like you're seeing this bike line, what you're not seeing that I saw as I was walking up, there is a lot more police officers than just what's on this bicycle line. There is a lot more officers. And I can't sit here and say, oh, I know exactly where they are. But if you were at the start of the stream where I was trying to catch up with the protesters and I was basically walking parallel with the bike cops, this is interesting. If you can kind of see, SPD is moving back very, very slowly. And they do look like they are moving back. If you see the blinking red lights, that is their body cams. So the police body cams are on if you see the blinking red lights.
2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
They should take 11 steps back and on the last one get fucked up.
Yeah.
That would be.
Yeah. So they turned around and they're walking, and we'll see what the bike cops are going to do. If they're going to continue to follow, or are they going to go around the block? They're holding the line. I'm navigating around some trees. You know, if I could do a shout out at this point, it would be really good. If you could spam some hearts. Spam some hearts to those mods and admins who is working really, really hard for you. And here come the bike officers. There is a ton of construction. Like, I don't know if you can hear, like there's literally some jackhammering going on in front of me. So these road closure signs, they may actually just be here. I guess they're not. That was a police officer just throwing a traffic cone. I gotta dip the camera. What you're hearing is a jackhammer. Seattle is like in a permanent state of construction. So that's a jackhammer. It's got nothing to do with the protests or the actions. Again, Seattle is basically in a permanent state of road construction. Gonna have to tip the camera. Gonna have to tip the camera again, trees. That's what I was afraid was gonna happen. Super snagged. I was walking up to that and I'm like, I'm gonna get snagged up.
Shit, you did it again.
I love trees. I do love leafy green trees. It just, hey, when pole cam gets tangled up in leafy green trees. So the police are now a full block back. I'm probably So right now what's going on, the protesters, I'm gonna move, just keep the camera up the street. I'm gonna keep the camera up the street, but I'm gonna move a little closer to the protest group so you can hear what's going on. And again, it wasn't the plan tonight to be mixed in and kind of do that walk down. My software was a little uncooperative in getting started. I did want to be about a block behind, that was my plan, but they moved really fast into downtown Seattle, into the South Lake Union area. So right now what's going on, there's a group of maybe 50 or 75 protesters. You could say they're blocking an intersection, but those people that know Seattle and know the South Lake Union area knows that this is an empty core at night. This is kind of like downtown LA or downtown Houston. There's hardly anybody that lives down here, and there really isn't anybody working down here because these are all Amazon buildings around us. Like literally almost every skyscraper around us is Amazon, and all Amazon employees are working from home. I'm not sure. See, that's a great example of like, you just heard kind of the teachers, right? The Charlie Brown teacher. If you're like, what the heck did the police just announce? Good question. All I know is that if you do something, you're subject to arrest. But I couldn't hear what that something was. As you can see, there's a group, 75-ish, maybe 100. I've definitely gotten better at estimating my crowds, although I underestimated the crowd on Saturday. I have to dip the camera. There's a Starbucks logo. So I think it's important to note at this point, right, this has been totally peaceful. Squeaky pigs, Portland squeaky pigs. Oh, I heard that bike and I was like, oh, here we go, but it's just some person. Sirens unrelated to the protest. Police are moving faster, moving faster.
Stay fucking there, you piece of shit! Do what I say! That's right! Fuck you! I decorated my view just for you! We do this every night! We do this every night! I feel the biggest movement. It's been massive right
Moving fast. When they're moving fast with the pole, it's hard to keep stuff in frame. And then part of what I'm trying to navigate is, again, I'm just trying not to give any excuse. Because this is probably a good time to thank all of the viewers that are on Periscope, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. On Twitch, we are working on getting more mods. When we get some more mods on Twitch, we will be able to open this up. We'll be able to open this up to more people.
Literally stop wasting our time.
Yes, that's one of the best statements of the night. We are by the Amazon balls. All right, we're gonna move to catch up. I'm gonna have to dip the camera and just walk fast. If you want to support independent journalism, if you want to support the Malcontent Tango, the best thing you can do, like, follow, subscribe, share, and if you're on Facebook, watch parties. Nice thing about watch parties, you can have your own little private group of comments. Moving around trees and awnings. Sorry, if I don't dip the camera, you're not going to have a camera to see anything because it's going to crash into a tree or an awning and it's going to get broken. You want to come out here with 30 pounds of body armor and safety equipment and 20 pounds of camera equipment and move at a cardio pace for an hour now while holding the camera steady and not getting anything broken, you're free to come out here and replace me. So for those of you just tuning in, we are live. We are in Seattle. This is Black Lives Matter protest for Jonathan Price, who was killed by the police yesterday in Wolf City, Texas. Oh, that was anybody who's
a megaphone that people could hear.
truth. She goes,
I don't have one right now.
she goes, why don't you get a megaphone that people can hear? Because it's true. The announcements have been like impossible to hear, both tonight and on Saturday. There's still a ton of questions. I mean, the Seattle police are saying, hey, we declared Saturday an unlawful. Yeah, let's not cross the road right now. Yeah. No. Nope. Let's not. This is what I was calling these tactical vehicles. They're not SWAT, but they are full of police officers. They are completely full of police officers in riot gear. They are full of police officers completely in riot gear, these two vans. There's these tents here, and then the police are on the other side, so there's no going into the street. And there's nothing I can do. And I don't know what this long tent is here for. It might be a construction project. Again, there's so much construction down here. See? Awning. I have to dip the camera. Again, somebody who thinks they can do it better, they can come out here and do it. Getting my cardio tonight, I'll tell you that. I can't even say it's SPD giving me the cardio. Protesters are moving. They are moving. The police have really closed up the gap between them and the protesters. It's maybe 100 feet. Yeah, it's not even 100 feet. Maybe about 75 feet. They're saying, say his name, Jonathan Price. And again, the protest has been peaceful. The only thing couple of construction signs removed. That's about it. The next time the group stop, I'm probably going to lower pole cam a little bit because it's just between the awnings and trees. It's really, really hard to maneuver. We're now heading towards the Space Needle. Oh, yeah. Gonna have to cross the street here because there's no sidewalk. It's like half the sidewalks in Seattle are gone for construction. We're now kind of moving into what's called the Belltown part of the city and heading towards Seattle Center. Squeaky pigs. This is a very, very iconic sign. There's more than one elephant car wash in Seattle. There's one down by SPOG. SPOG is the Seattle Police Officers Guild. That's their headquarters on 4th. This is probably the more famous one because of its proximity to Seattle Center. So, a little history tour for Seattle. You can always tell when the police are close and the gap's closing because everything's lit up. So again, right now, there's been no damage, no paint, no nothing. This has been a 100% peaceful protest. Moving at a borderline jog pace. Well, anybody who's watched my streams long enough know I hate narrow streets. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. Because this is where things can get sideways. Okay, if they stop for a moment in this intersection, I'm going to lower the cam because it is really hard to maneuver. They're not stopping. It looked like they were going to stop. Oh man, you gave me a heart attack.
Oh, sorry.
Dude, I was like, shit, I'm going down. Oh, totally thought you were a cop. That was Ian from Concrete Reporting. He just did some quick steps. The bike cops are actually squeezing in a little closer, a little closer. And all I heard was running footsteps. from coming in from behind. And I was just like, oh no, really?
I can see the car right in the middle. Nothing touched. Nothing. Actually waving.
Yeah. Yeah, so here's this car, a Mercedes, by the way. Very, very nice Mercedes wagon. And nobody touched. And she just threw up a fist in solidarity to the movement. There is a lot of community support for Black Lives Matter. There you go.
People of this town fucking hate you. You guys go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself and go fuck your mom.
I will say the street crossing lights have been kind. There we go, more horns. More horns in support. All right, I actually think because they've slowed down a little bit that I've got a chance to lower the camera. That was another car driver that just came by and was saying fuck them about the police. Is that? The police have now dropped way back. I was just kind of moving because they were really close, as you probably saw. And so I was like, I'm just going to start moving faster. But they are now way behind. And so in order to keep eyes on both groups, I'm going to fall back a little bit. And I can hear you can tell when the bike cops are coming because you can hear the squeaky brakes. They need their calipers serviced bad. There continues to be about the same number of people. Again, I would estimate it between 75 and 100. I'm still hitting tree branches despite lowering the pole. I'm about at minimum height, which is like 9 feet. There you go, more honks of support. I don't know, people are like, you're not compensating, the movement was dead. And no, There are still plenty of people that are out protesting. If anything, it seems like the numbers are on the upswing since the Breonna Taylor fiasco. What we've learned is that prosecutors, when presenting to the grand jury, never even presented any kind of like murder, any kind of murder charge under Kentucky law, any kind. So it's kind of hard to get a grand jury indictment when you don't even present a case for an indictment. There was literally no justice for Breonna Taylor in that. Literally. If you're seeing what kind of, that's not smoke or anything, you might be seeing just like a, and again, that's another car horn, multiple car horns in support. And the protest has been totally peaceful, with a lot of support from the community. No property damage, no spray painting, no riots, no fires. No, all the things those chuds want to clutch their pearls over. I used to walk up this hill every day. This is a serious hill that we're coming up to.
Remember, use lower gears.
I don't know if you heard that. Somebody said, remember to use lower gears. All right, I'm probably gonna get a little quiet going up this hill.
Oh God.
You might hear some huffing and puffing by the top. This is a serious freaking hill. And it's made even harder wearing a mask. Well, I would say this. I would say that this position has kind of neutralized the bike officers. This shot really doesn't provide you and a way to appreciate how steep this hill is right here. It is frickin' steep. I used to walk this every freaking day to work. Hey, let's do a mood check here, a mood check here. Go ahead and spam those hearts. Let those moderators and admins know you appreciate the hard work that they're doing. I guess on Twitch there's no equivalent to heart, so I don't know. Just type thanks mods or something on Twitch. But go ahead and blow up those hearts. Let those mods know that you appreciate what they're doing. The police are actually closer. You're getting an optical illusion from the camera because the fact that I'm up high and then the pole is up even higher. And so it's creating this optical illusion of like, you're probably looking there and like, guys, those police cruisers are like a quarter mile away. They're not. Those cruisers could probably be up here in about 3 seconds if they just laid on the gas pedal. Maybe half a football field length. And I know it doesn't look that. Ooh, almost wiped out. I was just about ready to turn on the GoPro because I was like, wow, is that person on the motorcycle going to try and ride through the protesters? But after kind of going around the police cruisers, if you saw that, which was balls in itself, they were just kind of like, oh, this probably isn't a good idea, and turned around. You know what? There's something I've always wanted to do. And I'm going to do it, man. I'm going to do it. Yeah. You shall not pass. I've always wanted to do that with the pole cam. I'm sure that wasn't appreciated. It was all done in humor. But I have always wanted to do that with pole cam. Because the reality is, I don't have any Gandalf magic to take it any further than that. All right, they're starting to move a little bit, and we'll move a little bit. So actually I know what I can do here. I'm gonna go and then I'm gonna go like this. And then I'm gonna go like this. And there we go. What was going on? There was a couple of medics. They were treating someone. I don't know for what. If somebody had, say, a little asthma or something, that hill would trigger it. That's for sure. So and I'm trying to accommodate the asks that have been made. So it looks like what might have happened is the bike cops may have moved in another direction. And there's a little bit of a pause going on because the medics are working with someone. And again, it doesn't have anything to do with police. It doesn't have to just, something's happened. There's a, I don't want to use, there's a medical situation. That's the word I'm looking for. So, and not exactly sure what's that's about. Nah, we're still, this is still kind of like, we're right on the edge of South Lake Union. Basically, South Lake Union's the top of the hill. Here, I'll join.
You're good.
Here we go.
You're totally fine. I was in an awkward position back there. Couldn't really.
Yeah, I
do
know.
anything.
I know.
Yeah,
They
so-
started coming the other way, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know what to
I'm
do.
just gonna have to point at the ground and get over the mountain with them.
Yep. So right now what's going on is there's some medical situation. It has nothing to do with the police interaction, it has nothing to do with, there's a medical situation, and the group is holding because the medics are dealing with that medical situation. And I don't have any details, and if you guys have watched the stream, whenever there's been medical situations, I always respect the patient. I was an EMT years and years and years ago. And the other thing is because of the deep connections I have at a couple of hospitals, I just don't want any even implied that I know something more than I may know, because that could get people into trouble. Because there's people out there just looking to get people into trouble. So I know that there's someone like, well, what's going on? And it's like, you know, that's between that person and the medics. And so this van that you see that's moving, that is full of SWAT officers. Or I shouldn't say SWAT, it's full of officers that are wearing riot gear. There are two vans. They are completely full of officers in riot gear. That is in addition to probably about the 3 or 4 police cruisers that are shadowing the group, and I would estimate 15 or 20 bicycle officers. So for those of you just tuning in, we are live. We are in Seattle. Oh, wow. Boy, that felt cardio-ish. It wasn't cardio-ish at all. I was just looking at my Fitbit data. Hey there to those watching on Periscope, how are you? I just went and checked on the Periscope channel. Thank you for watching on Periscope, much appreciated. Hello to Twitch. How are my Twitch viewers doing tonight? So what we've got going on, as I said,
Oh shit. Oh shit.
I think we've been ditched. They left very quietly. Like we all of a sudden all just turned around at the same time. And we're like, where did they go?
Thanks, Christina.
Yeah. I can hear them. We're not far.
Definitely call mine if it's possible. That way?
I don't know, is there a sidewalk that way?
I don't know. Cross this way?
I guess cross this way. What's the worst they can do? Growl at us. Well, I mean,
See it. Thank you.
So that's SPD moving some barriers out of the road. Having to dip the camera. Well, shoot. We're gonna have to see what happened here. If I broke connections or not. I can still hear them. And once again, I'm in the rear with the police. Can you guys still hear me? Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. What's going on is Seattle PD is moving construction barriers out of the road. Okay, thank you for letting me know on the mic check. This is what I mean by those vans are full of officers in riot gear. And I can't even hear the protesters anymore. Just so you can see where I'm at, I'm in a construction tunnel. So I have to dip the camera. I can hear the protesters again.
On the hill ahead of us.
All right, we're maybe half a block behind the protesters at this point. That's the second quickened pulse of the night. All right, we're basically back at the base of Capitol Hill.
Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter!
I think I'm seeing what the strategy is here tonight. And I think it's It's a great protest strategy. They are basically picking about the steepest way back up Capitol Hill. Like, they went almost as low as you could go without going to the waterfront. And they are now taking literally the steepest route back.
You guys saw that? Those girls that just walked past us are
Yeah.
standing next to the cops now.
Yeah.
Chanting Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, I know.
Police.
I know, it's fantastic.
Can't really get it.
No, and I don't want to fall behind.
Again?
Yeah, again, I know. That's all I've been doing is playing catch up today. You just call me Hines.
We're not actually, as you can probably see from our streams, we're not too far from the site of what happened to Summer Taylor and Diaz.
Yeah.
Right on the freeway here.
So what it looks like the protesters are doing is they have picked. Yeah, what they're chanting is "fuck you, bike cops." It seems like the act of what I like to call good trouble. This is definitely good trouble. It's like they went down as low as they could go into the city without going all the way to the waterfront. And then they are now taking the steepest route possible back. So the bike officers are getting one hell of a workout tonight. And so am I, for that matter. Shane, why do you say that? The United States is only 13% black, 15% black if you include mixed race. In order to get critical mass for Black Lives Matter, you would have to have literally every man, woman, and child protesting that was black in the country nonstop, which is fundamentally impossible. Hence, they will never be empowered without indigenous, person of color, and white allies. Eladia, this group is fit and crazy fast. That's honks of support. And the protesters are moving again. Renee, how are you? So far, a totally peaceful protest. If anything, because the Seattle police have run protesters really hard, this almost feels like a little bit of a payback march. Like, hey, we're gonna run you hard tonight. Just checking to see where the auto club is. So if you're just tuning in, we are live. We are in Seattle. This is the Jonathan Price March. Jonathan Price was killed by Wolf City, Texas police yesterday. Jonathan Price was considered a pillar of that community. He was an athlete, a motivational speaker, and highly respected. By all reports, hey, the Auto Club's here. By all reports, Jonathan Price saw a domestic violence incident happening between a man and a woman at Exxon gas station. He got out to protect the woman, and somebody had called the police, and when the police showed up, they shot Jonathan Price dead because black man fighting a white man. The end. The Texas Rangers are now investigating the incident. The Wolf City, Texas Police Department is super tight-lipped on the incident. Typically what happens when they go around the corners, the police move up a lot faster. Oh wow, a parking ticket. Oh wow.
Are you out of breath?
That could apply to the malcontent right now. I'm not tired, but I'm feeling it. I guess it's a good way to put it. And there go the bicycle police. And again, they're a lot closer than what it looks like. I'm looking, you have the pole and I'm looking downhill. So this creates this optical illusion. They're only about 100 feet away. And what's going on is they're riding around and they're probably going to come up this way. Ooh, yep, there we go. We got the Auto Club. Jewish people have been protesting since the first book of the Old Testament. Or the Torah. I'm keeping up with a long, proud 6,000-year tradition. So we're outside of Uncle Ike's, and they're just going by.
Hey, Mal, you're always informed of everything.
Not necessarily.
Most of the time. What is the issue with Uncle Ike's? I know it, but I don't think I can explain it as well as you could.
Well, I don't know if I can explain it that well either.
It's their owner, right?
It's their owner. He's really responsible for a ton of gentrification.
I believe he also supported anti-LGBTQ
Yes,
legislation too, right?
yes, and he was pretty outspoken years ago on marijuana. And then, you know, he opened, I guess, that first Uncle Ike's.
I guess the money spoke.
The money spoke. And there you go.
Right behind you.
What's that?
Which is interesting because he decided, because this is Capitol Hill,
Right,
it's a very LGBTQ neighborhood.
right.
You know, he decided to make his sign a supporter of the LGBTQ.
And so he opened up that Uncle Ike's on the corner where a lot of people during mandatory jail sentences did hard federal time for smelling petty amounts of weed. You know, and he's making a ton of money and has kind of strangled out some of the other businesses in the marijuana space.
He strangled out a bunch of businesses that were already in the marijuana industry by virtue of having more money and being able to open more locations and more advertising, all that kind of stuff.
They are totally like taking the steepest possible way back.
I was just thinking the exact same thing. And that might be intentional.
Oh, I think it's totally intentional. This is such a purposeful route. Because they have run us so hard.
Come on, don't stop there. Don't wait, come on. You gotta keep going. Are you tired? Don't tell me you're tired already.
This is one fit group of protesters tonight, I'll tell you that. I'm jumpy tonight. I saw your shadow and I'm like, oh no! Yeah, I'm going. Ooh. Wow, lots of comments. Lots of comments. When things are hectic like this, I can't read them all. So, those bike officers are about 50 feet away from me. Although, they probably could move faster if they dropped their bikes and ran than if they tried to ride them up the hill. This feels like a very intentionally chosen route. Oh, Colin, you think you're being clever? You're not being clever. Bye, Colin. Shalom to you, Jack. Oh.
Go, 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 go!
And there they go. So probably what they're gonna do, which has been the cat and mouse here kind of all evening, the police will ride around the block. They're gonna come around the other side. You're gonna have to forgive me as I spin the camera, untangling wires. Sorry about the swish pan.
Connect this road and then this way. Now,
And you see, if you see those lights coming, there you go. That's the bike officers coming down to catch up. All right. So what they've done is they've essentially rolled the dumpster into the road. And what that tactic does is essentially makes the police slow down because they have to move the dumpster. And it creates work while they can keep moving. And then the police have to move faster in order to keep up with the group. And that's what they're doing. See, this is where Seattle just makes me go, what the heck? So here is a random couch that looks like it's circa like 1994 or something. with the light kind of, the light maple pine look and this dark forest green. This was a really bitchin' love seat once upon a time. And part of just like, it's like, where the hell did this even come from? Where did they find it? Down on the road, they'll be easy to find. You just follow the trash dumpsters in the road. And we're pretty much back into the top of the Cap Hill area. Pulled into the road. And again, this is just a technique. Protesters are... No, what was it?
He said malcontents Antifa, fuck you!
Hey, fuck you back, buddy! I love those kind of shout outs. That was a chud. Total chud attack. One of my adoring fans. I didn't catch the malcontent part. I heard the Antifa fuck you. That's awesome. We'll have to put that on a highlight reel. I might make that my ringtone. Kitty, are we on Kitty? Hi, Kitty. I now think that we probably have some chuds that are following the streams. Chuds. Cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers. If you're not pissing off a few people, you're not doing it right. I'm a proud anti-fascist. My father was an anti-fascist. My father was in Germany. He killed lots of fascists. He saw firsthand what fascists do. He was among some of the first troops into the Buchenwald death camp in 1945. U.S. Liberators, Patton's Third Army. So he got a first-hand education of what fascism looks like. And he made sure, as did my grandma and grandpa on my paternal side, that I understood what fascism looks like. So am I an anti-fascist? Damn straight. And I'm a It's actually pretty amazing, right? You have some dude that's watching the stream who then realizes I'm outside his window, and then even though he's watching my stream, he's gonna yell at me and tell me what he thinks, what a dirtbag he thinks I am. That's pretty freaking amazing when you unpack that. And it's people like that, which is why at the end of the day I wear all the body armor and stuff. Because you just never know. Someone could take it a little too far. I'm not the police.
No justice, no peace.
Right. And we're basically back to where we started. And we were basically back to where we started. Damn. That was 11,000 steps and the equivalent of 43 flights of stairs. There's your Fitbit report of the day. So, I don't know if we're going to Calais or if we're going to further down. Yep, there they go. There's the Auto Club, right over there. So the Auto Club is running parallel one street over. I saw some variant on ACAB. It was like all cyclists are bastards or something like that.
I'm at work right now.
So if you're just tuning in, we're in Seattle. We are live, and we are in what was Chaz Chop now.
diet.
What's that?
I need to go on a diet, David.
They worked us hard today. They ran us as hard as the Seattle police runs us. Which I think was their intent. It seems like they picked the absolute steepest way back up here to just run the bike cops.
Oh, I love it.
To run the bike cops ragged.
Yeah, it worked.
I think it worked. So I'm going to guess that a lot of this tape got pulled down so that people could take pictures. I have been respectful not to step on the painted parts when I went inside. We're with Renee. Renee, I'm going to get the name of the publication wrong. So Seattle Gay News.
Yeah.
She's an outstanding photographer. She is one of Seattle's most celebrated combat photographers right now.
I hope so.
Just an all-around great person. Okay, gotta talk, yak, yak, yakety yak, yak. Because the music that's playing will get the stream knocked out if I don't talk over the stream. And so I don't know what the intent is of playing the Supremes like that. So, talking over the music. Don't want to have the music. Talking over the music. Talking, yakety yak. Yak, yak, yak. Yakety yak, yak. Talking, yakety yak, 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 yak. And there they go.
Jonathan Price! Jonathan Price!
There.
Jonathan Price!
We can see.
Jonathan Price!
You can see what I can't see.
Jonathan Price!
But
Jonathan Price!
there's a shot inside
Jonathan Price!
Fort Pork Chop.
Jonathan Price! Jonathan Price!
And so where we are, we're at the East Precinct building. And here is this sign that they have that is posted. That is literally 9 feet in the air because pole cam is at 9 feet. And
Trelita Love! Sean Muir! John T. Williams!
Last time someone went up the ramp and snatched them and go. Careful about that move.
I don't give a fuck about getting arrested. It's what I do.
I know, but this just isn't, don't keep it personal.
Join us for justice! 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 Join us for justice!
okay, I gotta say, I'm loving the old school punk rock that's playing.
Here! John T. Williams! Trelita Love!
So John T. Williams is one of the most infamous police shootings in Seattle. And what happened with John T. Williams? John T. Williams was a wood carver, Native American. He was very, very well known. And he was frequently seen in the Pike Place Market area. It's not Pikes, by the way, it's Pike Place Market. And he was known to have a drinking problem, but he never got like into major trouble. He was walking in what would be considered the edge of Salt Lake Union today. That area was very different back then. He had a block of wood in one hand, a small pocket knife in the other. John T. Williams was almost deaf, and an officer was yelling at him to stop. And when John T. Williams, kind of in the middle of a crosswalk, stopped and turned, the officer ordered him to put his gun down, and he had all of maybe 4 seconds from stop advancing and put your gun down to John T. Williams being dead in the sidewalk. There was an investigation, but of course, there was no wrongdoing found from the officer. And the reality is John T. Williams probably never even heard the order to comply. And there was never any incidents, really significant incidents of violence with John T. Williams. We'll never know what his motivation is, but a lot of belief was just kind of this, what are you trying to say to me? Let me walk closer to you. Can I hear to you? And he ended up dead. So that's what John T. Williams is, and that was maybe 10 years and a month ago now. I'm very famous, apparently. You know, there's something vibrant. It's funny, the pole's squeaky tonight. I hear something shaky, but I'm not sure what. I don't know what the intent is. And you know, it'd just be we were moving really, really fast tonight. This was I could sync the, let me sync my Fitbit, and I could tell you. And honestly, if the music kind of continues, I'm probably gonna have to mute for a little bit because I'm just gonna be hit with all of this stuff. Yes, it says that I have 60 minutes of workout. Wait a minute, sorry, take that back. I have 165 minutes of workout tonight is what Fitbit says. And so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna mute the mic because the steam's gonna get knocked out because of the music. So I'm gonna mute out and I'm gonna probably move to a different location. Gonna unmute. Everybody's got an opinion tonight. Yeah, basically he only had a pocket knife with him. I saw the comment about no gun. Shave and a haircut, 2 bits. I don't even know what a bit is. I mean, I know what it is in computer terms. So a shave and a haircut is 0, 1. 2 or 3, if I remember my binary. Yeah, 0, 1, 2, or 3. 0, 0, 0. 1, 0 is 1. 0, 1 is 2. 1, 1 is 3. If this is going to follow their usual route, they'll take a left up here that will put them towards Cal Anderson Park, and the stream may end at that point if they're going the usual route. The police are, I don't think, if they're following at a distance. They're following, you know, blocks away. And they're probably monitoring.
I know you can barely hear
Oh no, they're still marching. Oh, way back there. Blinking lights. They may be turning back to the park now. Oh, that's really sad. There's like it's nothing to do with the protest. There's an animal on the road, maybe like a cat or something, and it looks like it's been run over like 150 times. It's just like a pelt. It's very sad. So SPD way behind us. I'm trying to stay where I can see the protesters and the police. This is this crane we were talking about on Saturday. That looked like a big ass lightsaber in the fog. There's a lot of street construction projects going on, but there isn't a lot of building construction. Just a person on a bike, not the police. Yeah, and okay. And we're coming in kind of in this back corner of Calais, and that is probably it, malcontents. So we're gonna hold here.
Wow, it is dispersing.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I was just saying to the viewers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk.
I'll go with you.
I'm going to walk down this way.
Safety in numbers.
Yeah, exactly.
Christina, if you, I don't know if you're dispersing or not, but we're gonna go this way just in case. Okay, we'll do.
A lot of trees here. That's just why I have the camera down. It's got nothing to do with dispersal. There's like nobody around, it's just Ian and I. I just want to close up, but I want to do it where I have some light. And there's just a ton of trees here. And we're at that time of the year where they're really, really full, or right before the leaves are going to start changing. And so the branches are just heavy and hanging low. This part of the city on the pole, I can navigate blindfolded. I kind of know every tree, every branch. We get in other places, man, I just get snagged up on everything. Yeah, this is a good spot. You're able to see me here. Damn, that was one hell of a workout. Woo! I feel like, you know, I can't thank the city of Seattle for that one. I got to thank the protesters. Tonight's cardio workout was brought to you by the EDD, and I really appreciate them for my cardio workout tonight. Fitbit says 165 minutes.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's what my Fitbit said, 165
I'm
minute.
gonna call that the same for me, because I was with you the whole time.
What's that?
I'm gonna call that the same for me since I was with you.
Yeah, you were basically step for step, right? So what happened was Streamlabs wouldn't start for me. That's why I fell way behind. I couldn't get it started. And so then I was booking it.
Technical difficulties.
And then I was basically with SPD all the way down the hill. And I wasn't necessarily grokking it. And they weren't giving me any issues, but it did give me, that's like the first time I've ever been on with that group to see how they operate tactically, because they weren't sure. I could tell they weren't sure where the protesters were because they were zigzagging and looking through blocks. And I was hoofing because they're on their bikes rolling downhill, and I'm keeping up with them on their bikes as they're rolling downhill, trying to catch up to y'all. So
somebody's got the misconception right now that you, me, and Christina were just turned on by the protesters, and that's why we're over here and not with them anymore.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I know.
It's over. That's why we're here.
They're
It's over.
dispersing.
That's it. They're just right.
They're going into the park to disperse and get into their individual cars, and we're not going to follow them and film that because we don't want.
We don't want
put them in
chuds to get license plates or what they look like without their
Exactly.
masks, and then get somebody killed on the way home because some right-wing chud.
Yeah.
See, did you hear somebody yelled out at me
They say.
from their apartment or whatever, a condo, whatever? He goes, "Malcontents Antifa, fuck you!" It's gonna be my new ringtone. It's gonna be my new fucking ringtone, y'all. Oh my goodness. So no, we weren't chased out. I mean, like, again, were you guys expecting protest porn? Sorry to disappoint, not sorry. This was a peaceful march tonight.
Sorry to break the narrative that the mainstream media feeds you every day, but hey, guess what? You might be getting lied to. This whole night has been a good example of that.
Yeah, absolutely. The whole night has been a tremendous example of that, because the only thing that I saw was some extremely minor good trouble. Ooh, we dragged construction codes into the road and traffic barriers and rolled some trash dumpsters into the road. And that's really about it. I really, we don't know. Like, I don't ask, I don't know. I keep telling you that because, one, plausible deniability. The second thing is I don't want to know, because if I know what the plan is, I may have inherent bias going into what's going on. So then that way I can just report what I'm seeing. And I honestly think the plan tonight was just to wear the police out, because that is a tactic.
Every hill possible.
Yep.
Make them go up the hills on those bikes. Yeah, for sure. That's the way it felt for me too.
Because that's the tactic that the police have been doing. Okay, sorry, just Blue Impala just pulls up and stops, and we're just, that's why, right? It's like, oh, great. I'm going to, it's just an Uber. Nice Uber. Impalas are sweet, or so I'm told. I don't know. I read the car reviews. I'm a car guide. That's it. I'm done. I have a long ass work day tomorrow. And I had, see, I'm going to close with this. Last night we did the in-studio stuff. We led with Jonathan Price. And then we mid broadcast, we brought it up again because I know people go in and out of those broadcasts. And tonight I learned there was going to be this march for Jonathan Price. I got like 5 hours of sleep. I worked all day today, worked really, really hard for a client. And I was totally gassed. And I even talked to the mods, and I was like, I kind of have to go to this, don't I? Because if I don't go after talking about this, it's just, then I'm being a hypocrite on my own words. Look, if I can get out here and do this and work and I got to work tomorrow, and I got an even crazier day tomorrow. I keep saying it, 1 day a week. Just pick a protest. There's so many protests you could pick from. You don't have to go to a direct action. Go to morning march, do some yoga. Seriously, they start with yoga in morning march at 8 in the morning. Do some yoga, go on a little march with them, do maybe a little Good Trouble, like tonight was Good Trouble, and you support Black Lives Matter. If I could do it, you could do it. You know, they need the support, they need strength in numbers. And, you know, tonight was amazing. This was a great night. This really was. I love these kind of protests. And so with that, just think about it. Like, follow, subscribe. Don't do a watch party right now because it'll be like watch party's over. So forget the watch party right now. Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, and then also the neglected website, malcontentment.com. And that website is totally neglected. And I need to be, there's stuff that I write that I should just be writing there and I shouldn't be